Sometimes life becomes heavier than expected. You try to stay strong. You keep moving forward. You keep telling yourself that tomorrow will be better. But deep inside, you feel tired. Not physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You look around and wonder why some people seem to be moving ahead while you feel stuck in the same place. And perhaps the hardest part isn't the struggle itself. It's not knowing how long the struggle will last. But what if this season isn't here to break you? What if it's here to build you? Because some of the strongest people you admire today were once standing exactly where you are now. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that growth must always be visible. If you cannot see results, you assume nothing is happening. But nature teaches a different lesson. A seed spends a long time underground. Nobody applauds it. Nobody notices it. Nobody sees the roots developing. Yet that invisible stage is one of the most important parts of its growth. Life works the same way. There are seasons where your progress cannot be measured. You may not see immediate results, but your patience is growing. Your character is growing. Your wisdom is growing. And sometimes, the most important growth happens when nobody can see it. Many people quit too soon, not because they are incapable, but because they judge their story before it's finished. Imagine reading only one chapter of a book and deciding how the entire story ends. That would make no sense. Yet many people do this with their lives. One setback happens, one disappointment appears, one door closes, and suddenly they believe their future is ruined. But life is larger than a single chapter. A difficult season is not your entire story. An unanswered prayer is not your entire story. A mistake is not your entire story. You are still becoming, and becoming takes time. Every person experiences storms, financial storms, emotional storms, relationship storms, seasons of uncertainty. But storms are experiences. They are not identities. You are not your failure. You are not your mistake. You are not your worst day. And you are not the season you are currently walking through. Storms pass. Rain eventually stops. Clouds eventually move. And what remains afterward is often stronger than before. Nobody enjoys waiting. We want answers now, results now, success now. But some lessons can only be learned through waiting. Patience, faith, discipline, self-control, perspective. The delay may not be there to punish you. The delay may be there to prepare you. Because receiving something too early can sometimes become a burden instead of a blessing. And looking back later, many people realize that timing changed everything. Many people underestimate the power of small progress. They think success requires giant breakthroughs. But life often changes through small decisions repeated consistently. One healthy choice, one better habit, one extra effort, one more day of not giving up. These small actions may seem insignificant today, but over time, they create extraordinary results. The strongest trees did not grow overnight. Think about all the difficult days you have already survived, the moments you thought would break you, the disappointments, the heartbreaks, the uncertainty. Yet somehow, you are still here. You kept going. You adapted. You learned. You grew. Sometimes we become so focused on current problems that we forget how far we've already come. You are stronger than many of the challenges you've already faced. And that strength still exists inside you today. Maybe life feels slow right now. Maybe progress feels invisible. Maybe answers seem far away. Maybe you've been carrying questions that nobody can answer. Questions about your future. Questions about your purpose. Questions about why certain things happened the way they did. And perhaps you're tired. Not because you're weak, but because you've been strong for so long. You've carried responsibilities. You've carried disappointments. You've carried expectations. And sometimes you wonder how much longer you can keep going. But remember this, a seed underground looks inactive, yet growth is happening. A house under construction looks incomplete, yet progress is happening. A puzzle missing pieces looks unfinished, yet the picture is still forming. And your life may feel exactly the same way, incomplete, uncertain, unfinished. But unfinished does not mean broken. Unfinished does not mean forgotten. Unfinished does not mean hopeless. It simply means the story is still being written. The chapter you're living right now is not the entire book. There are still pages ahead. There are still lessons ahead. There are still opportunities ahead. There are still blessings ahead. And there are still versions of yourself you have not met yet. The stronger version, the wiser version, the calmer version. The version that will one day look back at this difficult season and understand why it happened. Not because every pain has an easy explanation, but because every challenge left something valuable behind. Wisdom, patience, resilience, perspective, strength. Sometimes life changes us slowly, so slowly that we barely notice it, until one day we realize the things that once broke us no longer control us. The things that once frightened us no longer define us. The things that once stopped us no longer hold us back. And that's growth, real growth, quiet growth, the kind that happens beneath the surface, the kind that lasts. So if life feels heavy right now, don't focus only on how far you still need to go. Take a moment to recognize how far you've already come. You have survived difficult days before. You have overcome obstacles before. You have adapted before. You have grown before. And you can do it again. One step, one day, one decision at a time. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep believing. Because your story is not over. And some of the most beautiful chapters have not been written yet. If this message encouraged you today, take a moment to pause and reflect on how far you've already come. Sometimes we're so focused on what still needs to happen that we forget the strength it took just to reach today. And if these words spoke to your heart, please take a moment to like this video. A simple like helps this message reach more people who may be going through a difficult season and need a reminder to keep going. And if you know someone who is struggling right now, someone carrying a heavy burden, or someone who simply needs a little encouragement, please share this video with them. You never know when a message arrives at exactly the right moment. And if you enjoy motivational messages, life wisdom, personal growth, and faith-inspired reflections like this, be sure to subscribe and join our growing community. Every week, we share content designed to help you find hope, strength, peace, and perspective during life's challenges. Thank you for spending these moments with me today. Take care of yourself. Be patient with your journey. Trust the process. And remember, you may not see the growth yet, but the process is working. Keep going. Your story isn't over.